if you're sitting in a city and you're thinking, man, I don't really think that I want the government to tax me out of my life. You should put on your shoes, get in your car.
That you still have.
That you still have. Yeah, there are places in this country that you can go and it's not going to be like that. Hey, y'all. Put on your boots, grab your headphones, and let's get a little muddy.
As we build a community rooted in the love of dirt roads, whether dust or mud.
Welcome to the Dust or Mud Podcast. Welcome to episode 7 of the Dust or Mud Podcast. We are Shelley and Rich McGlamory coming to you from Ear to Ground Farms.
Hey, how's
Hi.
everybody doing?
Yeah. Happy to be here again.
Yeah.
7.
I know.
7 times.
Crazy.
This means it's been 7 weeks.
Whoa.
I know.
It does.
Yeah. Like almost 2 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's getting fun.
It is getting fun. Yeah, I get excited about it now, about thinking about what we're doing.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, we'll talk about what we talked about last week
Yeah.
and then talk about what we're going to talk about this week.
All right. Yeah, last week was fun.
Last week was fun.
Yeah, you had me rolling.
You had me rolling.
That was good.
So what people may not have heard when we were really laughing, when Shelley said that we had chickens, which was true. We did have chickens. The thing that she said under her laughy breath was, and I wanted goats.
I did. Your mom even bought me a book called Raising Goats for Dummies.
Right.
She did. And
I don't think everybody could hear that.
I don't think so either. They probably, especially if they were just listening, they probably didn't know what I said.
Yeah. So that's what really got her and I both really tickled.
Really, I did. I wanted goats.
It's true. She did want goats. That did not mean that we were farming at the time.
No, it did not. No, we were living in the suburbs with 4 chickens and some tomato plants.
Yeah.
No, we did. But I did want goats. I thought that I wanted to be a goat farmer.
Yeah.
And get meat goats.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard that it's really hard to keep them in.
Mm.
In fact, goat farmers will tell you about your fencing.
Yeah.
To test your fencing to see if it'll keep a goat in, throw water in it. If water goes through it, the goats will get out.
That's right.
So we opted to say no to goats.
Yeah.
So far.
So far.
So far. Okay.
Yeah. So last week
that was funny.
We talked about cows eat grass.
Yes.
And the way that we do with our cows. And if you missed it, it was funny. Check it out. We still go back and watch portions of it and laugh.
Oh, we do.
So it was good. We did talk a little bit about the industry and how they feed cows different things.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also talked about the labeling and the USDA labels and how it may not mean exactly what you might think it meant. And for me, this big surprise was grass finished did not mean that they were out on pasture. It meant that they were still in the same feedlots.
Yeah.
Just eating a different forage.
Yeah. Diet.
So pretty fun episode for sure. And then this week we're talking about dirt roads.
Yeah, we're going to take it away from actual details of farming and raising animals and just talk about what it means, what it's like, the nuances, joys, challenges of living 3 miles down a dirt road in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, it's not really nowhere, but it's here.
We're here.
But some people, yeah. It's an interesting way of life, and we love it.
Yeah. We'll chat a bit about it.
Okay.
First farm update.
Yes. We got more sheep.
Well, did we have?
Yeah. Not a goat farmer.
No.
But we got more sheep.
A more sheep farmer. Yes.
We got more. Adding to our sheep enterprise, knowing that there is quite a market for lamb.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that we're able to produce enough to really offer some.
Yeah.
So, we picked up some more ewes, a ram, and the ewes had some ewe lambs on their sides, so they came too. And so every time we bring more animals onto the farm, it's always this mental gymnastics and sometimes physical gymnastics of how do we incorporate them into our daily routine? Where are we going to put them? How are we going to feed them? When are we going to feed them? What are we going to feed them?
Yeah, so you bring it up as if it's something different.
Well,
We
it's
already have sheep, so
right.
what the
Well,
difference would be,
yeah,
um, at least the way we do things, and I know a lot of farmers do. Whenever you introduce a new animal onto the farm,
yep.
you keep them quarantined off to themselves for a while. So we one of the first animal related things that we built here on the farm was what we call the training pen, or yeah, the
A
training
training
pen,
pen.
and we use it also as a calming pen. And so whenever we bring animals off of a trailer and onto the farm, they go straight into that training pen or calming pen and give them an opportunity to calm down. The last thing you want to do is let them out of a trailer into a fence they've never seen, and they just
Into a field and
run wild.
off they
Off they
go.
go. So we put them into a training pen that's made with T-posts and cattle panels,
Mm-hmm.
physical, hard physical barriers for them, to let them get used to us, get used to the farm, calm down from the travel.
A new
So
environment.
yeah, new environment, new people, and it's stressful on animals to go through travel like that. So we do put them in a different spot. They are not with our sheep right
Not
now.
yet. They
So,
will be, but
yeah,
they'll spend probably somewhere around a month
yeah,
by themselves. Make sure everybody's good and healthy. Has all of any shots or medications, care of any sort that needs to be done to them before we put them out there with the rest of the
yeah.
animals.
So when Shell talks about adding to the daily routine,
Mhm.
we don't just dump them out with the
No.
sheep. So we have added another stop,
Yeah,
if you will, on the rounds of the day.
right. So we added sheep.
Yeah,
Living 3 miles down a dirt road. That's what we're talking about.
yeah.
Well, what do you think about that? How's it influenced your life and your pace and your perspective in life versus, I don't know, Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, the pace of life is definitely slower.
Yeah.
Most definitely slower.
Yeah. No, but we're busy all the time. I feel pretty paced.
Yeah, that was.
I feel at a pretty good clip every single day.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how we were going to capture that in the discussion. That there's no hustle bustle of the city life. Late, always in a hurry, always traffic, jockeying, even for position just on the road. How like that feeling, but yet we're busy all the time. We always have stuff to do. There's always more than what we can get done in a day. So it's not lazy life,
No.
right? So it was how do we capture that, to sort of describe it or explain it to folks, that difference between, I don't know, hustle bustle city life and not that, like
Yeah.
what we have here. It's not laying on the beach reading a book. So I mean, it's not slowed down like that.
Yeah. How can you work hard and be calm or serene, live in a serene environment while you're working your tail off?
Yeah,
Or you are in a serene environment, that's why you're calm and
still
still
working
working your tail off. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
And one of the things that I like about the pace, I guess, is, well, it's not the pace, it's more like the location, I guess. I probably am jumping ahead with the living in the country and just the sheer amount of wildlife that's around is calming. When
yeah,
you see rabbits and you see the deer, or like in your case, I think you really enjoy the bald eagles,
yeah.
hunting in pairs or triplets or whatever, or flying around hunting things.
Yeah, it does. It adds to that sense of, I don't know, serenity. Just that, but you can pause and look at something.
You pause
I
and
do.
look at stuff. I don't pause and look at stuff very much.
I do pause.
I'm definitely a Martha when it comes to that. Go, 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 go. Yeah, you can't. I mean, you see roadkill in the city. There are a lot of deer, like where we were living in Maryland, Virginia, right outside of the Beltway. And there were a lot of There's a lot of dead deer on the side of the road in the
Right.
middle of the city. It was just the most tragic thing to know. This, I don't know. It was weird. Like, we encroached on them, I guess, or I don't know, but it was weird. And out here, the deer are here as their natural environment. You know, they're not trying to, skirt across
A road.
395 or 495 or whatever, whatever big road it is, whatever parkway it is,
Yeah.
getting themselves run over. I mean, they still might get hit out here, but less likely when you're on a dirt road going 20.
Yeah.
I mean, we have time to stop and, oh, look, there they go,
Yeah, for sure.
So
wild
that's
turkeys
cool.
a lot.
Oh, so many. Yeah, wild turkeys. Yeah, so all of the animals, whether they're ours and we feed them or they're our self-moving herd of deer eating our precious grass forage, we look out and go, oh, deer aren't cute.
Right.
And you're eating what my cows need to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not deer season and you just get to pass on through.
That's right.
Anyway, they're a joy.
Yeah.
And they create peacefulness.
It is. It's serene. Yeah, to look out and see them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then that leads us to a little bit of a change in mentality about going to town, about being out here, and not like we've come to the place where we don't care to go to town. I mean, we have to go to town sometimes.
I don't want to go to town.
Yeah.
Ever. Really.
Right.
I mean, I don't ever have the, man, I just need to go. Now, I do have sometimes the want to go ride down dirt roads in the Jeep.
Yeah.
Or go, like, let's go see roads we haven't seen before.
Right.
Driving around, leaving the farm is okay. But to go to town, we went to Springfield the other day and it was just,
it was different.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was very different. It's different to me each time. The longer time goes, or the longer that we're here, the further away I am from the needs of the city, or the needs of what the city provide.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yep.
I don't want it.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting. It really
is.
The change.
Yeah.
Watching the way we've changed and the mentality shift.
You want to go out to eat? Oh, man, you want to go eat at, this restaurant or that restaurant? No. No, I do not want to go out to eat.
Actually.
I would rather fast this meal than I had go out to eat. Yeah, unless it's sushi. I'll give up on that one.
Right.
I'll do that one.
Yeah, once or twice a year.
Yeah. Yes. Once or twice a year, go get some sushi.
Yeah.
As long as it's good quality.
So another change that I feel like we've gone through is you used to have just an immaculate vehicle.
Yeah. I really love to keep my vehicle clean. Yeah. Run it through the car. I would love to run it through the car wash, that they would put it on the conveyor belt and take care of all of it in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even 15 minutes. And it would come out smelling good, looking good. And if you do that often enough, it never gets bad enough to where like that service doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it was always so clean and I just loved it. Nice shiny wheels. Y'all, it's either dusty or it's muddy and we don't have time. We don't have time. Well, why would you? That's got to be the biggest waste of time on the planet.
Right.
So,
washing a vehicle,
living down 3 miles down a dirt road. And so no, I don't. Well, I sold my vehicle.
True.
I didn't want to do it. And it was a truck. It was perfectly suited for out here.
Yeah.
But I knew what was going to happen to it. And I was like, I don't want to just sell that and let it go be a pretty truck in the city somewhere else.
Yeah.
So no, they're dirty. And how do we wash them?
Well, if it's going to rain and not hail, we make sure that the vehicles are out of the barn.
Yes, we do.
And the rain washes them.
It does. The other day we got a sideways blowing rain, no hail, sideways blowing rain. It was perfect. It blew that way. It was like pressure washing everything.
The vehicles look clean.
They did. I was like, this is awesome. Now on the inside, y'all, it gets just as dirty on the inside as the outside because
we do have to take care of the inside.
the vehicles are not.
Yeah,
occasionally.
I said occasionally.
Did you say annually?
Occasionally.
Oh, I thought you said annually.
Might as well have, I suppose.
That's pretty much annually. A friend of ours borrowed the Jeep. He was like, I had to clean the inside of that thing. It smelled like dirt road. I mean, we farm out of it sometimes. So
yeah, true.
It does get a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you go ahead and clean it, guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So benefits. What are some benefits of living in the middle of nowhere, as you said, or 3 miles down a dirt road?
Benefit. Oh, well, it's quiet. Well, it's not quiet. The noise is different. There is no city noise pollution anywhere. But we have guineas.
Way less than we used to.
I know. And we have a bull out there screaming at us right now. I mean, and some loud chickens when they lay. I mean, there's noises, but not.
There's definitely different noises, aren't there?
They're so different. There's no highway noise.
No.
At all. So maybe going down the dirt road, everybody look up.
Yeah, because you can hear the rocks.
Well, yeah. Must be UPS man.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it is.
That's a win.
It is definitely quieter.
Yeah, it is. It's quieter.
But not silent.
No.
There are noises.
Now, all of the cicadas
at
night.
Oh, wow.
And the tree frogs.
Yes.
And
really loud.
And the whippoorwills and the
Chuck Will's widows.
That's right. They sound like a whippoorwill, but it's not. It sounds real close though. So there are a lot of natural noises that are supposed to be there. And oddly enough, they don't bother you. Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking of this right now. Yeah. So they don't bother you. Why? Because they're in nature and like we're meant to hear those noises. They were meant to be a part of our lives. And maybe they're at a frequency that is tolerable. Right. It's true.
Where sirens are not.
No, they're not. No.
Yeah, it's definitely a different sound than living on the four-way stop in the suburb.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely, like, we lived in downtown Seoul for 2 years.
Yes, we did.
With millions of people, tens of millions, literally, of people all around us.
Yeah.
And the sounds are different here.
Yes, they are. It's never quiet there.
No.
Ever. Here at night, now there are some weird nights where there are no cicadas or tree frogs and everything's just quiet. And it's like...
Now that is weird.
Whoa.
When that happens.
It is really quiet. And if you turn off the lights, because of where we built our house, it is serious dark.
Really dark.
Like really country dark. Our folks, when they come and visit, if the barn lights or some light isn't on and they're trying to get to and from, you can't see. Right. It was a no moon night, one night in particular. I mean, talking serious dark.
Yeah.
And the clarity of the stars going down to the bottom pastures where there's no light and going and looking at the Milky Way, and that's phenomenal.
Another extreme difference from Take Seoul, where it never got quiet. It never got dark.
No. Too much light pollution, too much city lights. And there were no stars. We went 2 years. We didn't really see stars. We would see one.
Yeah, we called it the Soul Star.
That's right, the Soul Star. One star in the sky. It was not our favorite place to live.
No.
Mm-mm. No, but here, it's got to be cloudy in order to not see any stars.
Yeah.
They're there every single night, still hanging there. Yeah, and it's beautiful, and we love that. We really do. Definitely a benefit to living in the country.
Yeah. In June, the fireflies come out as well.
And I can tell you where they got fairies. The concept of fairies or Tinkerbell. Yeah. We all know fireflies, but that first summer we were just in awe.
Yeah, I was amazed. I've never seen that many.
Because the grass was tall. It was kind of a lot of bushes. They lived at that level in the grass, and they were just wow.
It's right as the sun is setting, so it's not actually dark yet, but it's not light either. And it was just thousands of fireflies.
Thousands and thousands. Which is very much in contrast to another benefit.
What?
There's not a lot of people.
That's true. There's not a lot of people
There's
around
not,
us.
no. There are people.
We have great neighbors.
Great neighbors. We have a few great neighbors. So we're not isolated. We're not out here by ourselves. But they're just few and far between.
Yeah.
Literally. They're few, and it's very far in between us. But yeah, there are less people, thus less noise, and all of the things that go with having more people.
Yeah.
But after living in Seoul for some years, after living right in the middle of DC and that population, this is a nice change.
It is a nice change.
Yeah. Well, if we want to see people, we can go to the city. Or,
which we just said we don't like to do.
We love people, though. But I don't want to sound like we don't like people.
Yeah.
We like people. We like to be genuine with people. We like to have genuine conversations. So when we're at the farmer's market on Saturdays and we can stand there for 4 hours and have conversations with people who want good food, that's fun.
Actual conversations with actual people in person, face to face,
eyeball to eyeball, having a conversation about something that you both care genuinely about.
Yeah.
I love those kind of people. Yeah. But just going to no. I just don't want to anymore. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can raise our livestock.
Oh, because we're out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're in the city, what were we allowed to have? 6 chickens?
We were.
You can't turn that into a business.
No.
And you can't raise very much food for people.
No. Mm-mm.
Now, I know people have micro gardens and microgreens, and people.
Awesome to be able to do something for yourself.
Oh, I know. Or
and we loved that.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Just being able to do something for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
But you can't grow livestock.
No.
You're going to have a cow in the city limits of most places. Now, I know somebody might be listening that's like, oh, we have a cow in our city limits. Yeah, I know. But most places, they got housing. What are they? HOAs.
Homeowners Association.
Thank you, Homeowners Association. Sometimes that stuff just right out my brain. It's okay. Anyway, homeowners associations often frown upon
pigs.
Yep. Horses.
Maybe even sheep.
Sheep. And
guineas.
Yeah, certainly guineas. Certainly guineas. Yes. So we can have our livestock. Yeah, and I just absolutely, one of my favorite things is the wide open spaces. I can see. There aren't any buildings in front of me, except for our house. And that is really, really important to me. You?
Yeah.
Yeah? We used to fly airplanes.
I did.
That's the ultimate wide open spaces.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would miss that openness.
Yeah, very much.
I would. And I enjoy it. So I enjoy it here.
Yeah.
For that. That's a bonus.
Yeah, definitely. The wide open spaces is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So there are challenges.
You didn't talk about fresh air yet.
Oh, fresh air. Yeah.
That was one of the things when we went to Springfield the other day.
Yeah. We smelled the roads.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
But I don't know how else to say it.
No, it is. No, I'm saying the whole concept is kind of weird. But when you're not in it, what you're saying, we smelled the roads.
Yeah.
It's like asphalt.
Yeah, we went to a very large parking lot, and it smelled like a very large parking lot.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, it was weird.
I don't know, it was weird. And it was just the air is so much cleaner out here, obviously. Yeah. And it is cleansing every day when you walk out, whether it's hot or humid or cold or whatever, it's still clean air.
Yeah.
And it's a farm. It could stink.
It could.
but we move our animals so it doesn't stink.
Right.
If it starts stinking, we got issues.
Time to move.
Time to move. That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt
Oh, no,
what
you're
you were
right.
saying, but the challenges.
Yeah. So one morning when in the DC area, we were actually living in Virginia at that time. I woke up and the coffee had not made. We have a timer on our coffee pot, and the coffee had not made. And I went onto my phone and went to Amazon and ordered a new coffee pot. And as I left that morning, I woke Shelley up and said, "Hey, the coffee pot broke and the new one will be here in about 30 minutes."
That's happened. Yeah, because they had less than 2-hour delivery.
That's right.
With a distribution center, like right near where we lived. And you could order Amazon for like now.
Yeah.
It was faster than pizza.
Yeah.
Well,
it was close, actually.
I know. It was fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. We're not talking about Mr. Coffee.
No.
Coffee pot. It's a Cuisinart with the bean
grind and
brew thing, you know? Not
programmable.
Yeah. I'm surprised they even had one.
Not only did they have it, they had it to the house in less than 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours. Juxtaposed to our current situation, which is...
I wouldn't say we've gotten used to the current situation. I would say that it just is, right? Now, Amazon, instead of less than 2 hours, it's typically closer to 9 days.
Yeah, some of that is where we live, and some of it, I think Amazon shipping, like the shipping world has kind of changed. Because when we first got here, it seemed to have been, like 4 days. And it's gotten longer and longer over the situation of whatever the shipping and supply chain and all that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not fast.
No.
And we realized pretty quickly our dependency on Amazon and UPS.
And getting things immediate.
Yeah.
So one of the things, living down a dirt road, this property had never had anyone live on it before. So it had never had an address.
Yeah.
So the whole concept of getting an address is interesting. If
creating a brand new thing.
Creating a thing. It had never existed before. So it involved talking to the county commissioner at the courthouse, the county seat. I say it as if it's a big thing.
Mayberry, y'all. It's the only way I can describe it. Mayberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we ended up creating an address.
Yeah.
And then how do you get that address into all of the places that need the address, like UPS and FedEx and US Postal Service and all of the, the things, the reasons you would want to have an address, those people that need it. It was definitely a challenge trying to get
it set up.
All set up.
It took weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Multiple weeks and a lot of effort of training the drivers.
Yeah.
Training the warehouse people.
Yeah.
Training the computers.
Right.
Creating a spot in Google, like you worked with Google and iMaps and MapQuest.
Yeah.
Didn't know anybody still used MapQuest, but apparently
a lot of the sites feed
off of it.
Yeah.
Like it's the source.
I remember at one point, we don't have great cell coverage. We don't have cell coverage at all on some parts of the farm, and we don't have great coverage on other parts. And the manager at the local distribution center called from UPS as we were trying desperately to get this all worked out. And I finally got a phone call from someone at UPS.
Yes, you did.
And I stood on the roof of the side-by-side so that I could get high enough.
I'm
holding up my phone like this, trying to talk to him and trying to get the address thing worked out. But we've gotten it worked out.
Yeah.
It was definitely a challenge to make it happen. But at this point...
Persistence.
Yeah, at this point, we do get our packages delivered.
Amazon.
Yeah.
FedEx.
Yeah.
The Postal Service does its thing.
Yeah, we have a mailbox.
Yeah, we do. We sure do. Yeah, but we did realize that we were dependent on Amazon being fast. And what we've had to do is change our uh, our understanding of our situation.
Yeah.
And we just know it's not going to come fast. We order it and it's going to get here when it gets here. If we need the thing, you got to go get it.
Yeah.
But oftentimes it's not a thing. We're like, yeah, I don't want to go to town.
I don't need it that fast.
Turns out I can wait 9 days for my
whatever
the thing is. And we have Amazon monthly subscriptions.
Yeah.
So we make sure that it's all ordered ahead of time. We know when it's going to come. We have plenty on hand. And so it doesn't really matter if it comes when it comes. It just gets here and yay for coffee. Yes, we get our coffee from Amazon. That's how dependent we were.
Yeah, it's true.
But we got it all. It's worked out and we're happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but speaking of like fast things though, we don't have Instacart.
No DoorDash.
No DoorDash. No pizza delivery.
No.
No. What? Oh, so quick story. One night we were living in one of our houses in Maryland, and I wanted some Rebel ice cream, keto ice cream from the grocery store. And I think we were Instacarting, so definitely the whole 2020 thing was in full swing or had happened, and so we were quite accustomed to using Instacart at this point. And I got online and I wanted some ice cream. So I ordered like 5 cartons of Rebel ice cream from Instacart. It was like 8 o'clock at night. Now I could have gone to the grocery store. It was 3 minutes away. No, it's 8 o'clock at night. And he goes like, "Did you just order ice cream from Instacart?" Yeah, I did. Yes, I'm rooting for them really hard and they're going to deliver my ice cream. In like less than 30 minutes.
Now,
what do we do?
We make our own.
We just make our own.
It's just easier.
It's so much easier.
we go milk the cow.
And it's easier. We milk the cow. We make sure the milk's cold. We cream the milk. We save it for a little bit. And then we go get some eggs. And make some homemade ice cream if we want some.
It's easier than going to town.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it's easier.
It's better.
But you've already got all the ingredients. And it's way better. Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, no, we don't have delivery of anything.
No.
Of like,
not instant,
now.
Not instant delivery.
Not instant delivery. No.
No. We have a few different roads to get in here. The best road and the shortest road both have low water bridges.
What's a low water bridge?
It is the road actually goes down into the creek bed, and then typically there's a concrete just poured on the bottom of the creek bed. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of them have culverts under them, so the water can run through the culvert if it's low. And if the water starts to rise, it can run across the top of the concrete. Yeah. And so you actually drive across the water in the creek on top of the concrete, which is they call it a bridge, not necessarily a bridge, but I guess
it doesn't wash out, I guess.
It's a bridge, yeah. It keeps the things from washing out.
Yeah.
And so
that you can use when the water is low.
Right.
Because when the water's high.
Well, we learned what, God willing, and the creek don't rise actually means.
Yes, we did.
Because when the creek rises, you're not going.
No. Yeah, you literally can't.
Right?
It's moving.
Yeah, you just can't go.
Mm-hmm.
So we do, though, have some high roads that don't go across a low water bridge. It takes longer even than the others, but it's
but you can get out.
We can get out.
We can get out. There are properties around that you just can't.
Cannot.
You cannot get out
until the creek goes down.
Yeah.
So
you're stuck. We're not coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there's also a connectivity or broadband issues. We came from a place where it was Verizon Fios. We had every device hooked up to everything, to include mapping out, like we do with our Roomba. Everything was connected.
Yeah.
Our lights, we would talk to our lights and tell them
Yeah.
to turn on and turn off.
The
And
lights, the
I mean, we were
plugs, the
super. We
devices. Yeah.
were. I think we were like one of some of the, like we were an Uber connected situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got here and our cell phones barely worked. And that was
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
That was the extent of what we had. And so for the first, 15, 16 months we lived here, we were in our RV. And
We wanted internet though.
yeah,
We did. And we
and we
tried
tried a
multiple
couple of
things.
different things,
Yeah.
and they just didn't work.
No.
We tried an LTE based Wi-Fi, and the LTE signal was not strong enough to ever get it to work. We were able to do a little bit with hotspots on our phone, but for the most part that didn't work. And so we went from binge streaming whatever we wanted to see on Netflix to we we actually changed our Netflix subscription.
We did, because we weren't being able to use the streaming service, so we went old school. We had to, and started getting mail, DVDs in the mail again. We went back all the way back to like 2005.
All right.
Yeah, and it worked though.
And then
we were able to watch something.
And then the farm grew and we canceled it.
Yeah, we did. And we still don't watch Netflix. We don't stream anything, really. We do have a Dish network. We're connected now. But we could watch it. Why? Because Mr. Musk. Thank you, Mr. Musk.
Yeah, we now have Starlink.
Yeah.
And that for as far as internet goes, that works great.
It works great.
We're really happy. We tried a couple of other things. And while we did have some internet, it just did not work for us.
Yeah.
And so this really does.
So if you are listening and you're considering moving to a rural location where you do not think that you're going to have connectivity, consider looking into Starlink now. Get on their wait list. It can take you up to a year to wait for them to be able to add you to their satellite cluster that's up there, so that everyone has the amount of broadband that they are paying for.
Yeah.
And so they make you wait, but it's worth the wait, especially if you're going to be in an off-grid situation or just a way out there situation. Also, our power company is coming in right now with actual, I guess it's broadband, and it's fiber optics broadband for us. And so check with the people who are going to be your power company, because you might not think to check with them, but they're the ones who are doing the program here, and they're hanging out on their lines, and it's going to be here soon, really, really soon. So check that too, because just because it's not there now doesn't mean it won't be there ever. We've been here 2 years. I didn't think it would happen for 5 at least. And 2 years later, we're like January, they're saying.
Oh, wow.
For it to be up and running and us to have just full broadband, do what you want.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, really cool.
I really didn't think. I thought it would be at least 5 years.
Yeah.
But they got the program going faster, and, yay for that.
Right.
Although being disconnected, how'd that work for you?
That first 15, 16 months, I think it was necessary, maybe.
Kind of was. It was one of those blessings in disguise.
Yeah, a real, like an actual, literal disconnect.
Yeah.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
We unplugged all of it.
Yeah.
And didn't have anything else to plug it into. And so it was a true disconnect. I mean, we could still email, basically.
Yeah.
It was about the extent of it. And I think for me, especially after having spent 5 years at the Pentagon, it just immersed in all of it, that stepping away and having time to look at you and talk and look at animals and think. Yeah, it was really, and
focus on what it was we were doing.
Looking back, it was frustrating at the time because we weren't being able to do what we wanted to do. But now looking back on it, I would say, it was really nice to have that opportunity to literally unplug.
Yep. Yeah, it was. It was an inconvenience.
Yeah.
But it was worth. I think it was important.
Yeah.
So don't be frustrated if you're out there and you don't have what you used to have.
Yeah.
Because it could be a good thing for your soul.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and your family.
Disguise.
Yeah. Yeah. Blessings in disguise. Yeah, we've talked about the challenges that we faced over the past 2 years, but this is not the first hard thing we've done. Like, we live in the middle of the country. It's not the first time we've lived 20 miles out of town. We did that when we first got married.
Yeah.
It's not the first time that we have just lived in a challenging situation where you don't have what you're used to having. Living in England, when we moved over there, that was really a foreign land to us. And there were so many things we were used to having we didn't have anymore. So it was inconvenient.
In Korea, we couldn't even communicate.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, you can't even talk to the people.
Like, we got a phone line.
And I don't even know what happened.
We didn't.
There was no.
We didn't understand what they were saying. They didn't understand what we were saying. We left with the phone.
We did. Yeah, it was weird. They call it pointy talkie, and it was
worky.
I
guess.
Yeah, but this isn't the first experience that we've had with challenges.
Yeah.
Because we've moved all around everywhere. Every 2 years or 3 years was a challenge.
Yeah.
You know, a new environment or whatever. For me, probably the challenge going forward is going to be not getting the itch to go after 25 years of go.
Yeah.
And the thought of just stop and stay and be content. We've been here 2 years.
It's getting on time to leave.
It would be. Yeah, it would be. But I don't feel that. So that's wonderful, because I did wonder how it was going to be.
I did too.
Yeah. Like, okay, it's time to do something else. But
I don't have the itch at all.
No. But I think the way we're doing our life, and there's so much out there, and there's so much else. There's else every single day with the rhythm of our day, that you don't even have time to hardly think about, I wish I was moving to wherever. No, I don't feel that at all. So that's great.
Yeah. And that's back to what we talked about earlier, that contrast between the hustle bustle city life and not being like lazy, like we are really busy, but yet not busy like that.
No, we're not like that. We can stop. And in fact, kind of brings us to a story, having time to stop.
Yeah.
And not being so busy and such hustle bustle that so we were driving home down a dirt road fairly early on in this adventure, and guy pulls up beside us. You got to pass. It's kind of a one-lane situation, so somebody's got to move over a little bit to go around. And he kind of waved, and I think we'd spoken before, but he kind of waved and stopped, so we stopped, and he put his truck in park and turned it off. And we're like, all right. So we just put it in park, turned it off. This is a stark contrast, y'all, from 395.
Yeah, where you don't wave.
No, you don't wave.
Right.
You don't know nothing. You just keep, head down, just drive.
Right.
Aggressively.
And so this was not only do you wave, you roll the window down.
Yeah.
You stop.
You speak.
You put it in park, and you turn it off.
And why would you turn it off? Well, most of the time people are driving big diesel trucks, and they're loud, and you can't hear it over the motor. So you turn it off so you can talk. But you're on a road. You just stopped in the middle of the road.
Yeah. No traffic.
Well, we did stop.
Other than what you just created.
I know. So we stopped. We sat there and talked for probably, 20, 30 minutes?
Yes.
Got to know him.
Yeah.
That was great. He's our neighbor.
Yeah. Didn't have to move for oncoming traffic, though.
But we left when someone came up behind us.
A vehicle came.
And that's how often that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30 minutes, close to. Anyway, that is country life, though. And that's the essence.
It made us think really quick because we had only been here like a week or two.
Yeah, it was not long.
I mean, not long at all, but it made us think really quick about what if we're in a hurry, right? Like, because I mean, has been our life for, I don't know.
Go now.
Go now.
Get out of my way.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what if we're in a hurry? Don't be in a hurry.
Don't be in a hurry. Yeah.
Is really the answer.
Whatever it is, probably can wait.
Yeah. Leave early, or you adopt Ozark Time.
Ozark Time.
Yeah. So with Ozark Time, what we learned was folks will say, whatever the question was, in a few weeks or in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll come out and have a look at your property to do your well in a couple weeks. Okay.
Or yeah, whatever it is. For example, yeah.
Yeah, that's just an example.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of people trying to get their wells put in right now.
So what that means is don't expect to see that person or hear from them in anything less than 2 weeks.
Right. It doesn't mean in 2 weeks.
Yep.
You don't have an appointment.
No. No. And it's not anything between now and 2 weeks.
No.
It's something beyond 2 weeks.
It could be 4 weeks.
Or 6.
Or 6.
Or something else.
Or yeah.
But not less than 2 weeks.
That's right.
So it's just a different way of looking at time, I think. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the things that again...
It's kind of like island time. If you've ever been to the islands and they say, oh, it's no worries, man.
Yeah.
Island time, you take off your watch.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Yeah, it is very similar. Things just do slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. I tried taking off my watch for a little while, and I found that I just looked at my arm and wondered what time it was. So I put my watch back on.
Oh.
I like having my watch. I like knowing what time it is.
By all means.
I do.
That's funny. I just found out I was looking at my arm. Golly.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Where are we going? Where are we going next? Oh, I want to talk about my kitchen window.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Well, we discussed last week it was well placed. Or the week before, I don't remember. One of them. It was well placed, which is construction win.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a picture window, but it is a picture on the other side of the window.
Okay.
And to me, the picture that it gives, I look out and I see the garden. Weeds or not. I see where the eggs come from. I see where the lambs are hanging out right now. I see beyond there's cows. And then right there in front of me, real big, is a hillside that we own. And then over there's another hillside that we own. But right outside that window is what I feel like it's just refreshing to look at. You see all of the seasons every single day on the side of that hill. And it's as if that's the way life was supposed to be lived, maybe, where you can see your food source. You see nature. It's green and blue. And
to me, it's grounding.
Mm.
It is reality.
It's very real.
It's not a screen.
Mm.
It's not a virtual reality. It is real.
Yeah.
And you look at it, and I mean, if it's raining, it's really raining.
Yeah.
It is definitely foundational. It's grounding.
Yeah.
For me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. It is grounding, and it is real, and maybe that's why it's so good for our souls. To see, to look out and to see that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Me too.
What do you got for me today?
Ah, the did you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can see it here.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit in the blog this week about the C40 cities. And I bring that into this conversation because of the stark contrast we've been drawing between city life and the life that we have here down the dirt roads.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to bring the C40 in to the conversation. And in the blog, I wrote one titled No Meat by 2030, and then another one, No Private Vehicles by 2030. And I was really drawing on the C40 initiatives.
Okay.
And C40 is a group that started as 18, then quickly went to 40 cities, and then very quickly after that up to 96 of the world's major cities. And it was really talking about the environment and how they wanted to bring down emissions and such in the cities as a way to positively affect the environment.
Okay.
And then they had a bunch of initiatives that they wanted to do. And
wanted or still do
wanting. I said wanted, but they are currently in the process
of making this happen.
Okay. So I found it on Snopes, which is if you want to know if something's true or not, right? You go to Snopes. And so what they said was in August of 23, a number of articles claimed that 14 U.S. cities were going to ban meat, dairy products, and private cars by 2030 in an effort to combat the effects of climate change. A right-leaning blog called Red State claimed on August the 21st of 23 that 14 American cities are aiming at what is sure to be an elusive target, banning meat and dairy consumption and the use of private automobiles in just 7 years. The Federalist called these alleged bans dystopian goals. The People's Voice blamed it on a World Economic Forum. And then Snopes makes the assertion the above claims are false. Oh. So there is no plan for 14 U.S. cities to ban meat, dairy, and private cars by 2030. The claims incorrectly interpret the language from the 2019 report, and I sent that out in the blog as well, the actual report, 130-something pages. And there's no claim that they are going to ban them, blah, blah, blah. They found the research serves as a recommendation that is are recommendations that are in no way binding, not a plan for cities to adopt. It's up to individuals to make their personal lifestyle choices, including what type of food to eat and what type of clothing they prefer. Clothing was another one that they talked about, where by 2030, each individual, their goal, each individual would only have 3 articles of new clothing per year.
The 2030, are you referencing the 2030 agenda?
No, it's different than the 2030 agenda, actually. The C40 is their own thing.
Well, I know, but so they have the same timeline?
Yes.
Okay.
Same timeline, different agenda, a little bit different group of folks.
So they're going to ban these things in the cities?
They're not going to ban it. So Snopes finds that the articles claiming that there's all of this stuff happening is false.
False.
Right.
Okay.
Ready for the but.
Yeah, I can imagine the but. Go ahead.
How did you know?
There has to be one.
Okay, but.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia, which is one of the 14 U.S. cities that are part of the C40.
I was going to ask, how many are in the U.S.? 14.
14.
Okay. Participating cities.
What they did in 2017 was they imposed a sweetened beverage tax, where 1.5 cents per ounce tax on all beverages with added sugars, to include tea and sports drinks and all of those types of things. So while there is no laws or they're not making any rules that say you can't have these things, what we do have is evidence, literal evidence, that if the cities want you to change your behavior, they will force you to change your behavior. I was
going to say they're not going to ban it, but how are they going to influence?
Yeah, by taxing it, at least in Philadelphia, at least for sweetened drinks. And interestingly, a side note, what they found was that the sale of sugary drinks in Philadelphia did go down.
So it worked.
And the sales of sugary drinks right outside the city limits went up.
Ah, sounds like dry counties.
So they just drove outside the city and bought the stuff anyway.
Okay.
So
how do you get cars to stop?
Well, I think the thing is, and a lot of folks have heard about it's been in the news recently.
Enough initiatives.
I'll at least say it's been in the news recently about the meat and the dairy and the vehicles and the clothing, and folks are really starting to take a look at what this C40 group has put out as where they want to go in the future, and it's really easy to grab a hold of it and say they're going to ban this and that's not going to happen. And I mean, even myself in the blog saying, I think that they're going to do this, but it's the how are they going to do it?
Right.
And where I initially was thinking they're probably just going to write an edict and say, do it. I think that they probably won't. I think that there would be too much pushback on that. But I do think what they can do and have been proven to do is just start putting taxes on it. Just make it where it's difficult. Yeah. So if like sugary drinks, if they say, hey, we believe that meat is bad for you, thus we're going to tax it, or we believe that, or we want you to reduce your consumption of meat for a reason, whatever.
They'll just, whatever the thing is, I think they'll just make it so uncomfortable people don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Through regulations, not laws.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And taxes at the city level.
Yep. I think it'll be more like taxes. I really do. And at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is to influence people to make their own choices to stop doing these things.
We didn't ban anything.
Right. Yeah. That's the whole verbiage in the report is that they want to influence people to make their own decision that inside the cities they will stop doing these things, or they will implement a lifestyle congruent with these things.
Okay.
And from what we've seen, I think that they will be willing to put a little bit of oomph behind their suggestions to folks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so, bringing that back around, no one's doing that to us.
No one's doing that to us. No, they're not. No. And if you don't want to do that and participate in that particular way of life, some people do. They love the cities. They want the conveniences. They're called 15-minute cities. That's part of the C40 initiative, kind of some of their concepts. To be able to walk everywhere, there's no pollution, there's no cars. Everything is sort of really within walking distance. If you're looking for a high walking score, don't move out here. Right. Don't move down a dirt road. But if that's your jam, like you really love the conveniences of just living in one spot and having everything right there delivered to you and easy to get to, and your work is right there, you work from home, and dude, stay there. But if you're not looking to not own anything, or if you're not looking to get rid of your car or be taxed out of your car, you could keep your car. You're just going to pay extra to drive it here. We saw that in London in 1999.
Yeah.
They call the semi-trucks lorries over there. You don't take lorries into London.
Because they imposed
what
was it, a road tax or a vehicle tax?
A vehicle tax for the lorries specifically. So it's so great that it's prohibitive. Right. And so you don't see semi-trucks in downtown London.
No.
And there's some cities around here that are in the United States that also have, they have similar, they're going to make it you don't have to pay to be able to do it. So they'll just tax you right out of wanting you to use your car.
Yeah.
They're going to take it from you. You just won't want it.
Yeah. Not down a dirt road.
No, not down a dirt road. No. You might even want to get a Jeep or a truck.
Right.
down these dirt roads.
Yeah, we were. Our Missouri state representative visited the farm.
Yes, he did.
And he told a funny story about one of his constituents that was complaining, had recently moved here from one of the cities and thought that he should get all of the roads paved because she didn't like it.
Well, because she was still driving her Mercedes.
He told her to get a truck.
He said you should get a truck because they don't have enough money to. When they grade the road, we're happy.
We are.
And when it snows, you might want a Jeep.
Yeah.
Because that's the way you're going to get out. They did plow the road one time when we had snow.
Yeah, they did.
Once.
Mm-hmm.
We had snow more than once.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait for it to thaw.
Yeah.
Drive a Jeep.
Yeah, so bottom line. We like the dirt roads.
We love it.
We like the life.
Yeah.
It's not like we're in love with the actual dirt road.
No, I really do. I still like a clean vehicle. I'm just not going to get one. It's worth the sacrifice.
But we do like the life that comes with living 3 miles down a dirt road. Mm-hmm. All of it.
All of it.
The challenges, the benefits.
Yeah. The challenges make good stories if they don't do anything else.
Right.
Highly recommend it. If you're sitting in a city and you're thinking, man, I don't really think that I want the government to tax me out of my life. You should put on your shoes, get in your car.
That you still have.
Yeah, there are places in this country that you can go and it's not going to be like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And as we discussed, there are ways to connect.
Yeah.
So even if you do work from home, you can still work from home.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, we're running out of time, but you were, real quick, you were reading something on X this morning about techies.
Wanting to own farms.
They don't, wanting to, and then a lot of them do. They own farms. Yeah. They work from home. They're in the tech industry. They're constantly in the digital space, but they live on farms.
And
Why?
One of the greatest things that they talked about was being able to walk outside and touch the grass.
Yes, because we need to touch grass.
They want to be able to feel the earth.
Yeah.
Like literally, they want to
and not be in a concrete jungle.
Yeah, not on concrete. They want to stand on the earth.
Yeah.
And connect with.
So that's saying something. You can still keep your day job, do the thing that you do for your living, and get into a lifestyle situation that is 3 miles down a dirt road and maintain your modern lifestyle somewhere else.
Yeah.
We live a very modern lifestyle at this point, as modern as we want it.
Yeah, sure.
We have all of the conveniences inside our house, but we don't have all that other noise.
Right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, what are we going to talk about next week?
Oh, man. We're going to talk about sheep.
Sheep. We're going to talk about sheep. Sheep.
Yeah.
That's how we call them.
Yeah. We've got to figure out our sheep. And hopefully between now and when we talk about it next week, we get our sheep figured out. Otherwise, we'll talk next week about what we're trying to figure out with our sheep. One of the two.
That's good. Okay.
Yes. Things are changing with our sheep enterprise.
They are.
And we got to talk about it. We're going to talk about what we're doing.
Okay.
Sheep.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening again and watching. Thanks for the comments. We had a lot of good comments this week.
Awesome.
Thanks for the chigger tips.
Yeah, right.
The peppermint oils and the tea tree oil, and the comments are amazing. And we actually do use them. Thank you. We got some stuff, and we're gonna, especially next summer, we're kind of coming to the end of the ticks and the chigger season. But come next spring, I'm gonna load up on that stuff, and hopefully it'll help us out.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. And until next week, bye y'all.
Bye, y'all.